What's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good. So we are back today for another video. I know it's been a while, probably a week or so. Been through a lot, guys. Okay, I was in California and I posted some stuff here. I went to the beach, all the good amenities of California. I went, and all the bad stuff too I unfortunately had to deal with. But like I said, fortunately I didn't live in the areas that are not desirable near the LA area. I was good, guys. I was in the OC is a nice area. Anyways, this is my Twitter page in case you guys are not already following. Go ahead and click the follow button. What are you guys waiting for? This is where the fun never ends. As you guys can see, I got some Pokemon box here. Looks like they got hand sanitizer for the most part. Everywhere I went to, guys, they got stocked, fully stocked. Dividend payments when they come in. My gym sessions, which have not been great lately. Get back to that in a bit. And some homemade pancakes that my girl made. Very tasty, very good. Alright, guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the stimulus, the updates. Obviously it's been a while since I posted a video, but I have been keeping an eye on this to see what is going on and what to expect going forward. So let's continue, guys. Alright, so this is the first thing I got from CBS News. All these links are relatively new, that way we can get the most up-to-date situation on what's going on, what's the status of the second check. And as you guys can see right now, there is a rally, Trump rally in Iowa. If you're in Iowa, let me know how your traffic is, because here in North Carolina, traffic is crazy when Trump comes in. Alright, let's continue to see what we have. But just to be completely honest with you guys, this whole thing is kind of exhausting. It's been going back and forth. Alright, one day you hear him say no more checks till after the election. The next day he's in favor of it. And the next day he wants a check as long as it is a smaller stimulus package. He doesn't want a huge bloated package. And then the next day he says he wants a package bigger than what the Democrats have already proposed. So right now it is kind of hard to say what he wants and what the direction is going forward. Alright, for months millions of Americans have been grappling with the economic fallout of the bug and have been pinning their hopes on Congress delivering another round of financial relief. One thing that's interesting, guys, is when I was in California, you could tell there was a bug issue. Everybody had a mask. People in their cars had masks. People in their cars by themselves. Most of the cars I saw, they had a mask. Here where I'm at, people are pretty casual with it, and it's not really as serious in terms of how people have responded. So it does vary by state. I don't want to walk through the details because Mnuchin and Speaker Pelosi will be on the horn this afternoon to negotiate the package. Kudlow said Trump is backing a revised package, according to White House economics advisor Larry Kudlow. Kudlow didn't provide specifics about the package, but he noted it would likely include checks as well as aid for the airline industry. And one good thing too, guys, when I went to California is I got to see what's going on with the airline industry. And based off of what I'm reading, you can't really tell in terms of they're struggling. I was on a plane, guys, it was packed. There was no social distancing. It was, every seat was basically taken for the most part. But like I said, they probably have to take a couple of years to recoup from all the losses because they were shut down for a while. Stimulus or go big or go home from Trump. October 13th. So yesterday. Again, here we go. It's a reversal from Mr. Trump's position earlier this week when he pushed for a more limited series of measures. Checks $25 billion in aid for airlines and $135 billion in fresh loans for small businesses. However, Pelosi, she wants $2.2 trillion passed by Democrats in lower chamber last week. Like I said, guys, they still have quite a bit to go. $25 billion, $2.2 trillion, that is a pretty big gap. And at this point in time, it looks like we're not getting a whole lot of movement, so somebody's going to have to give in. The game of chicken, and we have to see what happens. But the airline industry, they're cutting tens of thousands of jobs this month, which means when I went, I probably didn't get the effect of people getting unemployed and losing their jobs. Going into holiday season, though, it is going to be interesting to say the least with what happens with airlines, spreading political mess. Prior to the negotiation, Wall Street analysts had the odds of reaching a compromise on a broad package or more limited measure, such as a stimulus before the November 3rd election. Struggling to pay the bills, a better economic boost. So it looks like we're going to have the same 1,200 potentially if it gets passed. But like I said, there is still a huge gap. That's big. 25 billion, 2.2 trillion. That's not even close to where they want to be. Next thing is from Washington Post. McConnell plans vote on narrow economic relief measure while Trump urges lawmakers to go big or go home. Like I said, Trump has been changing what he wants to do every other day, it seems like. That's why it's kind of hard to tell. That's why the markets are volatile too, guys. You just don't know. One day he says pass something, one day he says don't. And also the situation with the whole vaccine. Every time he goes on, he says the vaccine's going to come soon. He's been saying it since March, April, and we got nothing. All right, let's continue on. The clashing message was a stark display of GOP disunity just 3 weeks before the election. Oh yeah, also too, guys, check your local state, see when you can vote. Like I said, I could write a whole book, make a whole video on voting, but we got two options, okay? Let's just be real. We got Biden or Trump. Somebody's going to be president. Maybe Kanye West. It shows some states he was winning, but if you feel strongly, if you want to have a say, go do your thing with voting. Like I said, I don't want to get too crazy with that, but keep that in mind. Tragically, the Trump proposal falls significantly short of what this bug and deep recession demand. So there you have it. That's exactly what we've been saying. Alright, I don't know why you're always an apologist, and many of our colleagues are apologists for Republican physician Pelosi responded, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Basically, they're playing politics, guys. The new bill will cost roughly $500 billion and will include provisions to extend enhanced unemployment insurance and the small business paycheck protection program. Yeah, I saw that. It looks like they might do some loan forgiveness if somebody got one of those paycheck protection programs, but the student loan thing is still up in the air. So if you guys got a lot in student loan, I would not say you're fresh off the hook at this point in time. It could happen, but I doubt it, to be honest. That's a lot of money. What are they gonna do with what was it? I think it's 2 or 3 trillion in student loans last time I checked. Stimulus update, what the chaotic four-way negotiations mean for the second check and unemployment. Okay, what's in the bill? McConnell says it will be $500 billion aimed at funding American workers, including more of the PPP protection and extra unemployment benefits. No word on stimulus check. The Democrat-led House likely will not pass it. And then, let's see here. Trump, the go big or go home. Okay, continue on here. But now that the struggling economy has hampered his re-election efforts, he has changed his tune. So that's a good point too. Again, these polls that we see, they're not always accurate, but maybe Trump feels pressured, so he wants to get that public perception on his side, which at this point in time is kind of hard because the media has done a lot to basically point out things he's done, and some of it's true, some of it's exaggerated, but it's done his damage. Let's just be honest. Next thing we got is from the Chicago Tribune. Second check update. McConnell schedules Senate procedural vote on the bug relief next week. Okay, let's see here. What else we got? Oh, tomorrow too is a debate between Trump and Biden. So if you want to watch that, tomorrow's the day. Tune in. Who knows what's going to happen? Okay, let's continue on. All right, let's see. Democrats have spent months blocking policies they do not even oppose. They say anything short of their multi-trillion-dollar wish demand, jammed with non-bug related demands, is piecemeal and not worth doing. That's from McConnell, guys. And she has worked hard to ensure that nothing is what American families get. Alright, bunch of politics. However, it does seem like it is confirmed with what we've been saying. Seems pretty consistent with most of these sources here. This is from TV7. Stimulus update, Pelosi, Mnuchin talking. McConnell plans vote on Monday. So mark your calendar, guys. Monday could be a big day. If something gets passed, that would be crazy though. That would be a couple weeks before the election. Alright, Trump has said he wants Congress to act quickly, pass a bill that is over and above both bills submitted by House and Senate. Alright, McConnell has said the Senate will vote next week on Monday, and the bill will provide funding for small business loans that would help keep employed as some businesses struggle to get back on their feet. Alright, quick side note. So one thing, when I was in California, I talked with a few business owners and they told me it's hard to hire people, guys. People do not really want to look for a job if they're already getting unemployment checks, and it's a struggle. Labor is expensive out there, a whole bunch of healthcare and a bunch of other stuff. Rent is expensive. Basically, if you're trying to do business in California, I give you props, because right now, from what I was hearing, it is very, very difficult, guys, with everything going on. Now let's change gears here. The industry is from New York Times. Airline industry. United Airlines lost $1.8 billion last quarter. Live update. Like I said, you wouldn't notice the industry has any problems based off what I saw, guys. It was packed, like I had said. S&P 500, the Dow, and NASDAQ were slightly down today. Stocks dropped after Mnuchin cast doubt on a pre-election stimulus deal. Like I said, guys, every day, a tweet, a sneeze, anything is going to move the needles here and there a little bit. Here's what you need to know. Good. We want the facts. Mnuchin says he does not expect a stimulus bill before the election. Finance ministers see signs of economic recovery but say more must be done. Trump says election will determine economy's path. Goldman Sachs earnings show how profitable trading has been in the bug. Starbucks sets goals to increase diversity through hiring. Good for Starbucks. That's going to probably help their stock. That's good public perception. All right, let's continue on and see what we got. United Airlines lost $1.8 billion. And I actually did take, on my returning flight, I did take United Airlines and I had no issues. But that's a crazy amount, guys. $1.8 billion. That's going to take a couple of years to recover. If they can. I mean, I don't know what the proposal for the bailout's going to be, but they're going to probably need something. Airline said it ended September with more than $19 billion in cash and other available liquidity, boosted by a large debt offering backed by its mileage program and the ability to borrow $5.2 billion from the Treasury Department. Through the quarter, the airline was consuming $25 million in cash a day. Airline expects to operate about 40% as many flights this month as it did a year ago. And this comes one day after Delta Airlines reported $5.4 billion in loss over the same period, with operating revenue down 79%. Do you see why they're gonna have to let people go? They can't. These numbers are just astronomical, guys. That's why they're gonna have to furlough or whatever they gotta do. However, about 40% as many flights as it did this month as it did a year ago. So less flights being available. Does that mean the price of tickets is gonna go up? Supply and demand dictates it probably will. And like I said, I was very surprised. Airline was packed. I was hopeful I could get some space, but it was not. No social distancing, guys. Everybody was together. All right. Also, Delta's $5.4 billion loss. Delta lost its mount, and it could be 2 years before things. See, like I said, guys, it's gonna take a couple of years, at least 2-3 years before things kind of get back to normal. Wall Street banks reporting strong trading revenue but weaker consumer business. Amazon workers call for a day off to vote. BlackRock reports a strong quarter as investors see profits. IMF sees early signs of global economic recovery. And then Pelosi demands a broader bill for the stimulus package as the Senate prepares to have a scaled down bill. Like I said, these guys are going back and forth. They're playing chicken, but people are waiting. People are struggling, so we got to see what happens. Airline industry said it would retire nearly 400 planes ahead of schedule by 2025, including more than 200 this year. It also said it has cut back on plans to buy more than $5 billion worth of aircraft through 2022. Anybody who is a Boeing stockholder, disclaimer, I own Boeing as well. The stock has been getting absolutely destroyed. So hopefully they can make it back in time at some point, but they've been getting hit pretty hard, and with the news of travel being down, the demand for airlines and all that stuff is down at this point in time. Air travel down more than 60% as of Monday. 60. That's crazy, guys. 60%. Airline had hoped to secure a second round of federal stimulus aid last month, but despite bipartisan support, the effort fell through. All right, and just to show you guys the stock, it's not pretty, guys. Okay, this is from United Airlines. Let's just go check 1 year. Okay. Now, market cap is about 10.36 billion. 52-week high is 95. 52-week low is at 17.8. Look at this. In around last year, this time, $93 a share, and then slowly it declined, and then once the bug came in, it just got pummeled. Look at this, $20 a share. and dividends have been suspended. Like I said, I do not own United Airlines. I'm not going to buy it. So here's the thing. You see a lot of people who say, hey, these companies are down, you can buy it now and make a nice little profit, and then at some point hopefully dividends come back. And that's one perspective, that's fine. But for me, I have no idea when dividends come back. Once a company cuts the dividend, not the percentage, the whole thing entirely, I'm a little bit hesitant, and I'm going to wait until things get better. I'd rather pay a higher price like this, 60, 70 bucks, but the dividend is back, versus I'm paying low and I just don't have any idea what's going to happen with the dividend. You got to assess your risk, but for me, that's not my strategy. Delta has also been hit pretty hard for the year. As you guys can see, market cap of 20 billion, 52-week high is 62, 52-week low 17.51, and they were at 60 bucks in around last year this time. And now look at this, guys. It just got destroyed. Now it says 5.07% dividend, but that's not accurate. I go over here on dividendchannel.com. This is not sponsored. It is a free website. It gives you good information about the dividend and when they pay out and how much you're going to get paid every few months, depending on how often they pay their dividend. Now the chart is not a bad chart, guys. Look at this. It was gradually going up, and then once the bug hit, they haven't paid since February 19th, 2020. I don't have Delta, don't plan on getting it, and that's why. Now, I got a couple more things, and then we're going to call it a night. Dan Loeb wants Disney to seize a dividend. Disclaimer, I used to own Disney stock. I made a video, I'll probably put it in the description somewhere, or in the link, you guys can see it. Disney, once I heard they cut their dividend, I was out. Yes. A lot of people were saying that was crazy, I should have waited, but like I said, you have a strategy, you stick to it. That's my strategy. You do your research and find your strategy. But this is what I was afraid of. Dan Loeb, who is an investor, famous activist investor of Third Point Capital, is urging Disney to slash its dividend. Now, why is this? Just to keep it very simple, he wants the company to spend more money on the subscriptions and their streaming services, which is going to cost a lot of money to do, and that's why he wants the dividend to be slashed or even just cut completely. Like Netflix, they don't have any dividend at the moment, and they're pretty successful right now. But with the recent controversy, the stock took a hit, but Disney kind of wants the same idea. But like I said, you slash dividends, I'm out. I throw in the towel, I'm moving on. I broke about even with Disney. Maybe I lost 10, 7 or 8 bucks, but it's okay. This is more of a headache for me. And how did the stocks do? Like I said, today S&P 500 took a hit. Stocks sink and vaccine and the stimulus concerns. So depending on how negotiations go, that's basically how the market's going to react. And the very last thing, guys, in case you're wondering, what else have I been looking at? Well, Pokemon cards. I'll be completely honest. So I have not bought any of these in a long time. I found a box yesterday. I'll put it in probably the thumbnail. I'll use that box for the thumbnail. But out of my own curiosity, look at this. Now, a Charizard. I don't remember this too well, but I remember Charizard. This card was very popular. Look at this. Almost 1,700. 16 bids. It's insane, guys. So, you want to learn about economics? Here you go. Supply and demand. Almost $600. 19 bids. So, you might have some of these. Check your closet. Look at this. 37,000. Obviously, no one's bidding for that, but it's available. 100, 600, 434, 6 bids, 470, 28 bids, and 4 days left. You can imagine this is going to only go up. So, always good to diversify. This is an investing channel. Always looking for ways to invest and looking at opportunities. But this is more just, I'm just curious about this stuff, guys. But look at this. Absolutely insane for a piece of your childhood, something you had from your childhood. Who knows? Check your closet. You could have something valuable. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. As always, if you're not already subscribed, don't subscribe. And if you like the video, don't forget to like. Until next time, peace.